Hello children, today I am going to teach you nutrition in human being. Human beings are heterotrophic in nature, that is they are not able to make or prepare their food their own, and that is why they depend on other organisms, maybe plant or to animals. Second is that is the holozoic nutrition, that is we are taking the food in the form of solid and we are digesting it into the inside of our digestive system, which we will study a little later here. And such a system in which the food is being digested inside the body is known as holozoic nutrition. And third is omnivore, that is we are deriving our food from the plant as well as from the animal. That is the mixed type of food that is known as omnivore. Human being has got a very developed digestive system and which is consisting of the number of organs, but we just for the sake of study is divided it into 6 parts. First is mouth. Mouth is the organ of ingestion. Ingestion, you know, that is intake of food. So mouth is performing first very important function, that is ingestion of food. And the second another important function of the mouth is digestion of food. Mouth has got teeth, tongue and salivary gland. Teeth are of 4 types. When more than one type of teeth is there, this is known as heterodome. Human being, the teeth appears twice in the lifetime. First set of teeth is known as milk teeth and the second set of teeth is known as permanent teeth. Such a system in which the teeth appear twice in lifetime are known as diphyodont. And human being has got 4 type of teeth, that is incisors, which are 8 in number, 4 in each jaw. They are meant for cutting and biting. Canines, which are 4 in number, 2 in each jaw, and they are meant for tearing of flesh. However, our canines are highly reduced because we are no more eating flesh, tearing or raw flesh, and we are only eating cooking food. So the cooked food, that's why it is no more important for us. Premolars and molars, they are 8 and 12 in number and they are meant for grinding of food. However, they are having same function, more or less similar type of function, yet we are calling them premolar. Pre means previous, that is molars comes later on. Previous to that is known as the molar, they are called premolar. Since milk tooth includes these 3 type of teeth, incisors 8, canines 4 and premolars 8, totally 20. That is why they are called that is milk teeth. And then this set of teeth comes only after the age of 14 years. And that is why sometimes wrongly they are called as wisdom teeth. However, teeth has no role in wisdom of the person. It is in other way, that is by the time person gain wisdom, the teeth appears. That is why they are called wisdom teeth. Next organ is tongue. Tongue is very important function organ and it is muscular in nature and it has performing 5 important functions. First, mixing of food with saliva, that is mastication. Second, detecting the taste. Third, moving the food under the teeth again and again. And fourth, swallowing of the food. And fifth, cleaning of the mouth. Next to tongue is salivary gland. Salivary gland are 3 pair in nature, that is total 6 in number, and they are secreting saliva. Saliva is very important because first of all it keeps our mouth wet. Second, it masticates with the food and help in the swallowing, that is lubricating and helping in the swallowing. And fourth and the very important function, that is about 2 enzymes. One is lysozyme, which is very small in number and it is preventing our mouth from decaying by killing the germs present in our food and otherwise. And the second and the more important enzyme, that is ptyalin. Ptyalin is meant for digestion of starch. So that is how the salivary gland is performing chemical digestion also. So 2 type of digestion takes place in our mouth. Next is esophagus. Esophagus is known as food pipe, which is lying from the mouth to stomach. No digestive glands found there and neither it is performing any mechanical digestion. So there is no digestion taking place in the esophagus of esophagus. However, esophagus is continue to digest the food because of the presence of amylase, which was there in the salivary juice. So that is still working. Movement of the food in the esophagus is known as peristalsis. Peristalsis is the contraction and relaxation of alternate contraction and relaxation of circular and longitudinal muscles. So which will help the movement of the food in the esophagus. Next to esophagus is stomach. Stomach is a J-shaped muscular organ. Suppose this is the esophagus and this is the stomach. And the stomach is actually made up of muscles and it has got 3 type of muscles: circular, longitudinal and oblique muscles. Here there is a set of circular muscles which is acting as valve and they are known as sphincter. S-P-H-I-N-C-T-O-R. Sphincters. So sphincters are found. This is esophageal sphincter and this is called pyloric sphincter. Esophageal, and this is pyloric sphincter. So sphincter will allow the food to move in the forward direction but will prevent the backflow of the food. Next is stomach. Stomach, as I said, it is a bag-like structure, muscular bag made up of 3 different type of muscles, and they are actually performing 2 important functions: mechanical digestion with the alternate contraction and relaxation of the muscles, which will beat the food and mix the digestive juices in it. And second is 2 type of glands are there, HCl and digestive juices are secreted by these glands. HCl is the first enzyme, gland which no sooner the food comes in the stomach, it is secreted and it converts the medium of the food to acidic. So that is the very important function, the conversion of the medium of food to acidic, which is necessary in order to make the digestive and the pepsin active, because pepsin work only in the acidic medium. Secondly, it also kills the germs present in the food. Thirdly, it also digests the food, and fourth, it converts or it rather activates the digestive enzymes like pepsin, renin, etc. Next is digestive enzymes. Enzymes, as you know, enzymes are the chemicals, biochemicals, or rather biocatalysts, which are performing the chemical function without themselves consumed in it. So catalyst they are, and there are 3 different type of enzymes found in the stomach. They are pepsin, renin and lipase. Pepsin is protein digesting enzyme which is actually secreted in the inactive form pepsinogen. When it comes in contact with the HCl, change into active pepsin, and pepsin will digest the protein into peptones, peptides, and dipeptides and all. Renin converts the milk protein casein into paracasein, and lipase converts the lipids into fatty acids and glycerol. So this will continue. So food remains in stomach somewhere about 6 to 8 hours. So it has sufficiently long time there, and all the food that we eat first goes and stores there. So that is how the stomach is performing digestion, storage and mechanical and chemical digestion. Next is duodenum. As the food digests here, from here small amount of the food passing into the duodenum. Duodenum is the next U-shaped turn of the digestive system, which is found soon after the stomach, and here lies the pancreas and here is the liver. So though it is a small part, but it is very important because of the opening of the 2 important glands, the largest gland liver and second largest gland pancreas. Liver secretes bile juice. Bile juice is yellow, greenish yellow in color, and it is performing again 4 different type of function. But the first and the foremost and the most important function is emulsification of fat, that is the breaking of large fat into the small droplets, which is necessary in order to increasing the surface area so that the lipase can get more area to work. So that is first function of the bile juice. Second, convert the medium of food to basic. Third, stop the or cancel the function of pepsin which work only in the acidic medium, and then activate the trypsinogen into trypsin. And fourth, killing of the germs. Next is amylase. Amylase is the enzyme which is same which was found in the salivary gland, and its function is to convert the starch into maltose. And next is lipase, which is same as it was found in the stomach, that is working on the lipids and breaking them into fatty acids and glycerol. Then the next is small intestine. Small intestine got number of enzymes which are finishing the process of digestion. They are breaking. Small intestine is somewhere about 6 meters in length, that is around 20 feet, and it has got large surface area, long range to work, and that is why various different type of enzymes which are secreted there, they will finish the process of digestion. Moreover, small intestine has got very important function, that is called absorption. So the absorption of food is done by the small intestine, and for that the small intestine got number of finger-like projections. They are known as villi. So if we say this is small intestine, if I cut it into the so this is the long intestine, I just cut it from here, so this is how it will look, and it has got number of finger-like projections, and these finger-like projections are known as villi. So villi increases the surface area. Villi increases the surface area to thousands of times. So had the villi been not there, intestine would have been a very small region and it would have never completed the process of absorption. So intestine has got large number of villi. Villi increases the surface area to thousands. Even villi has got supported by microvilli. So together villi and microvilli increases the surface area to thousands of times, and that is how it helps in the absorption of food. It is richly supplied with the blood vessels, so immediately digested nutrients will go into the blood from there. So this is how the absorption is done there. So two important functions are performed in the small intestine. First is digestion, finishing the process, and in the finishing of the process the proteins will change into, all the proteins will change into amino acids, fats will change into fatty acids and glycerol, carbohydrates will change into simple sugars, DNA and RNA change into ribose or deoxyribose. Another, I should write RNA first if I am writing ribose there. Ribose and deoxyribose plus nitrogen bases and phosphates. Minerals, water and vitamins need not to be digested. They are already in the bare minimum form, which can be directly absorbed. So by the time food is in the small intestine, the process of digestion and process of absorption both are over. So intestine is providing quite a large surface area for that purpose. Next is large intestine. Large intestine is around 1.5 to 2 meters in length, and it is again performing several functions. First is the storage of the undigested substances. Second, absorption of water. Now large amount of water is being added in the form of various juices, in the form of saliva, in the form of hydrochloric acid, the gastric juices, then bile juice and the pancreatic juice and the intestinal succus, entericus and all. They all are in the form of fluid, and if this fluid is allowed to go out of the body, we will lose sufficiently large amount of water in the one or two motion, and then we may die because of the dehydration. So most of the water has to be reabsorbed. The reabsorption of water is taking place in the large intestine. Reabsorption of minerals are mainly taking place in the large intestine. Large intestine also houses a large number of symbiotic bacteria which helps in formation of vitamin B and vitamin K. And the fourth is the large intestine is storing the undigested substance till they are moved out. And then the last part of the process of what is called holozoic nutrition is egestion, and egestion is done through anus time and time again. Okay, that's all. So the nutrition in human being is over. In case of any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like, share and subscribe the channel if you are new, and tell others also to watch. Thank you.